though. I've never gone hard out at the start of a workout in my life. I don't think.
Nice. You're better off not to.
Always steady. Sometimes too slow.
Actually, yes, that's better there.
Let's rock and roll. What's your clean and jerk in that thing? 140 something? Could be clean and jerk the other week.
Hey. Oh, the 141. I've been easy at 152. But he's going to smoke in his muscles.
Drake, tell him to do some handstand push-ups. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We should have done that workout with him.
I did alright on that row thing. I was saying, Kerry, then you know the row handstand? I was really happy with my numbers until I saw what you put down.
And I was like, and then after she broke it.
How long was your row taking? Your row probably took longer than mine too. How long?
And plus I came in and did that cold. That was my warm-up.
Yeah.
Oh, the other one. Oh, you made the other one. Yeah, actually.
Row strict.
She did do that as warm-up. So I said, oh, we've done that with you. And she's like, oh, I just did it as a warm-up.
A warm-up. You beat me by 10 reps in every set.
See ya.
I hate it.
Don't worry, bro. I felt like I was pretty strong until we went to Penworth and trained with Jake Douglas.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll do anything with him as long as it's running and swimming. Kerry, how was this wad? How was the wad? This.
Yeah.
What was it?
You'll be right, Charles. You'll be right.
Send?
No, you'll like this one, but
But send it.
I like, yeah, send it.
Okay.
I liked it, I agree.
Picture's gone. This place was home before you left. All my hopes, all my dreams. Tried to move on, but I just couldn't feel my feet. Let her fly into the sky, but tears remain under my eyes. Haven't seen her since that day. If I could reach her now, this is what I would say. Wherever we go to, whatever we do, it's only me, it's only you. Wherever we go to, whatever we do, it's only me, it's only you. Haven't seen her since that day. If I could reach her now, this is what I would say. Wherever we go to, whatever we do, it's only me, it's only you. Wherever we go to, whatever we do, it's only me, it's only you. Wherever we go to, whatever we do, it's only me, it's only you. Wherever we go to, whatever we do, it's only me, it's only you. Wherever we go to, whatever we do, it's only me, it's only you. Wherever we go to, whatever we do, it's only me, it's only you.
Hey boy.
Hey man.
Fuck yeah. Nightfall, let's do it. Let's get over it, Pop. Yes, like that. Girl. Yeah. Let's knock it out. Yeah.
So your last round? Right.
I only did 2, 2, 1 bar.
Alright, well done.
Also
But-
the class, your class gym.
Does, yeah. So we'll do like their warm-up strength. And then it's either we'll do the workout or the beach work as our WOD, or even the gymnastics extras. Like as far as, like I think their strength stuff just works so good. So like as a whole, like our whole gym is like fairly strong, but like gymnastics wise, we need to be bumped up.
Yeah.
So for, I can't even remember what day it was. Might have been yesterday maybe, or the day before. The WOD was, whatever the WOD was, had weights and like wasn't too hectic gymnastics wise or conditioning wise. So we changed that and put in, it was a box jump. Every minute you had to do like 8 box jump overs and 4 bar muscle ups, just to push people along with their gymnastics side of things. So
Yeah.
that works out well, and then we just sort of scale where we need to. So like if it's a like obviously with weight you just scale it, just use lighter weight in the strength piece and stuff like that. But for WODs we just like scale for everyone, rather like individually, rather than them go have to come in, hit something that's basic for them, and then the other guys go, oh well, that wasn't very hard.
Yeah.
Like I've got to step it up now.
When we owned our gym, we programmed for
The top.
the top and then scaled for the
Yeah,
rest.
exactly.
So
I
we
reckon
had
that's the best way
levels
to
for
do it.
every single thing, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
they like would go on.
It's the way to do it, eh?
And people
Like,
made strides for.
yeah,
Yeah.
because, and I think the reason for that
They're
too
always
is,
chasing other people.
yeah, exactly. Like that's the thing. They walk in and they're like, all right, well, Ash is doing this, but I'm trying to get to that point. But to get there, I've got to do this or something like that.
How long have you been coaching here?
I started at boot camps. I was actually teaching like Dan and Jess's kids. They own the gym,
So you've
teaching
been
their
here
kids to
since the
swim.
start, really?
Well, I was teaching the kids to swim at like another gym in town, and they said, "Oh, do you want to come down and help us at boot camp?" Because I'd done me personal training certificate, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, I'd love to come out and help." And then sort of started doing that, and then they opened up here, and I was still at uni and just working some other jobs. and then they were like, oh, do you want to start coaching? So I went and did my ticket, started coaching, and then we went over to the games, like to watch the games in 2016, and Dan came over as well, and we were like sitting there. I was like, this is so sick, like we were just loving it. He's like, oh, when you come back, do you want to like work full time? I was like, yes. That's like literally what I wanted to do. So it's real good. Like I just love it. So we got like the CrossFit and then boot camps as well. And the boot camps has been going for maybe 10 years or something like that.
Yeah.
And then they started doing CrossFit stuff. I didn't have a gym or anything like that, but just did like sort of one class a week. And like affiliated just so they could call it CrossFit sort of thing. So it was worth it to be able to have like put that name on it, even if it was only one class a week. It was still worth it. And then what they did from there was like boot camp just sort of kept getting big enough and big enough and big enough. Like I think the biggest session we've ever had down there is like 130 some people. Yeah, like so we have them down at the park. In winter, obviously, we have them here, and then we have one in town.
Yeah. So you've been doing CrossFit full on since 17, have you? Or?
I think like maybe when do we open? We might have opened in 16. Yeah, well open. Must have been the start of 16 or a little bit.
Yeah.
Or 15. One of the two. But I was like part-time for a while, like working, and then I just sort of would come and try and do like 2 or 3 classes a week.
Yeah.
And then I remember, because I got like a memory that pops up on my phone every now and again. It's like I posted one day I did the extras stuff, so I did the class and did the extras, and I was like, oh,
it's a big deal.
Like I'm crazy, like this is just ridiculous. Nobody does this stuff. And then I think it was like from there I was like, oh, well, might as well do the extras every day. Like I enjoy doing it. Like it's easy to turn up and just do it. Just kept doing extras every day for like, I think it'd be like 2 or 3 years, just doing like everything that's sort of thrown at us. And I try and get out of some things. Like I try and get out of running as much as I can.
I do too, man.
I
always just substitute rowing for running. Anytime there's running.
Yeah, I'll assault bike anytime I can. Like I would rather do that.
I hate running.
Much rather do the assault bike.
Were you spewing when they cut the regionals, mate?
A little bit, like at the start,
you 40th in the Opens this year.
At the start, I was like, oh no,
like,
that's what you work for. Worked for so long. And then especially like every day, just looking up at like Ash's signs up there and stuff. It's like, I was like, oh, I just like I always want to see what that's like there. And I think I got 68 or something like that.
60, around 65.
Somewhere there that year, and I was like, oh, I know I'm not close enough to get there, but I'm not far off. I was like, oh, it'll happen soon. And yeah, that was the year that they changed it. And I was, at first I was like, oh, this is like it sucks. And then they kind of announced a few events, and the way that they were sort of setting up the sanctional events, I was like, oh, it's like same thing. Like a little different with like a different qualifier, like not everyone does it. That was the weirdest part. But then when Down Under said that they were doing, like it was pretty much regionals because it was top 40 in Australia, like I was like, oh, that's like the same thing. It's pretty much regionals. So,
So what was your most favourite like comp you've done so far out of Tory and Oz and Down Under?
I reckon that they all had like their events that were good. Like for Tory and that run was awesome, and then I've never done a swim workout like against people before, so doing the thruster swim one there. And I sucked at that. Like, I sucked at that. No, they will this year for sure.
How'd you go on the ocean swim at Down Under?
Better, because so what I'd been doing with my swimming was I was just swimming. I wasn't doing things with it. And so I got up to Tori and I was like, oh, now I have to swim and do thrusters. I don't know whether I can do that. So I did the thrusters. I did the thrusters, and I was like, I can't swim. I can't breathe. I can't put my head underwater, so I backstroked the whole thing. And then I realised, I was like, oh, okay, so I need to train, not just swimming, I need to do stuff with it. So I was taking like, one week I take a kettlebell, the next week I take a wall ball, the next week I take a sandbag. I just take stuff to the pool and just do different stuff. And I've got a mate who's like, he's a gun swimmer, but like he's good at CrossFit too. But if we do a swim workout and I take a sandbag or a dumbbell, like take that, he'll whip my ass in the swim, and then I'll catch him a little bit on the other stuff, and he'll whip my ass in the swim again. So it was just good to like do stuff with him, knowing that it's like, okay, if I can try and keep up with him in the swim, he'll be screwed because I can beat him in the other stuff. But so that was really good. And then I did like the one at Oz CrossFit Champs with the swim, burpees and thrusters and just loved it. Like I don't hate burpees and thrusters as is. And then I wasn't terrible in the ocean. When it was in the pool, I was like, oh, like it's calm for everyone. Like everyone can swim in that. So like some people can go faster.
People freak out in the ocean.
And people freak out in the ocean. And I was like, oh, I don't hate swimming in the ocean. Like I don't hate the waves and stuff like that. So I didn't mind it. I was always like, oh, this is okay. Like when we used to go away on holidays, like I wouldn't get out of the beach. Like, so I like swimming in it. And that event I just loved. I remember coming in on the last swim and I was like, just have to run, like sprint over the finish. It was like a 100-meter sprint from there to the finish line. And Ash and Kerry and
you were teams.
No, I was in like individuals, but they were sitting there like yelling at me. And I'd come in and I thought, I'll catch this wave, this will be awesome. And catching this wave, I thought I'll look up and take a breath and how far I've got. And as I looked up to take a breath, like the wave come out, like all the water must have been washing back out. And I drank so much water, like I was that sick. And they're screaming at me to sprint across this finish line, and I could just feel all this salt water. And I got to the end and just spewed everywhere. I was so sick.
Oh, was that an Australian champs, not a Ghana?
Yeah, that was an Oz CrossFit champs. So it was a mad event. Like I really liked it. I think I really liked the Gold Coast too. Like it was just cool stadium. And as far as like for the fans and stuff, like they were on the same level as us. So like the bottom row of seating was like right where we were. So you'd finish an event and they'd just be screaming at you, eh?
Yeah, cool.
It was so cool. I remember doing one event and it had 42.5 kilo, 43 kilo dumbbell shouldered overheads. And like, that'd be hard for me on a barbell, let alone a dumbbell. And like, I was the last one on the floor. And they always, like, I've heard people talk about that feeling of when you're in last, like the whole CrossFit community gets behind you. And I just remember this one dude just like screaming for me, like it was like his mission to get me over the finish line. And he was a big Kiwi dude, and he was really intimidating too. He was scaring the shit out of me. I was like, oh, I can't put this dumbbell down. I have to finish it, or this Kiwi guy's going to eat me. And so I kept smashing out like these dumbbell reps and finished the line. And then I saw him later on, and it was I think it was Adam Manzi's like brother-in-law or his brother or something like that. And he was like giving me all these hugs and stuff. I was like, man, I was so mad. I was like, oh, I thought you were gonna come kill me if I didn't finish. But it was just mad, like feel everyone cheering for you. Although you were in last, like coming last by a mile. It was mad to feel everyone cheering for you. Just everyone's so nice at like the Australian comps. I don't know what it's like at the other ones because I haven't been, but like everyone at Torium was awesome. Everyone at like Oz was awesome, and then down under was the exact same. Like, everyone all like, oh, I forgot my weight belt. Oh, sweet, here you go. Like, it doesn't matter. Oh, you got any tape? Like, oh, tape my hands or something like that. So, just good people too.
Remember that time when we went CrossFit Hunter actually and we done the opens work here?
It was that one with the thrusters
and I consent it like as hard as I could.
At the start. And
these guys literally stopped and were like, this guy's going to do this. And I got about halfway through it and I had to stop and I had to go outside and spew.
I love that, eh?
But like half the class stopped and I was just like looking at me like, this guy's going to kill it.
What is this?
And CJ's like, oh, he's going to easily smoke this workout. And I was like, wait.
And then I had to stop and spew.
That's good.
But we'd travelled.
We just driven like 8 hours or something. Literally hopped out of the car.
You've been stinging for it, but like I've got a brother who lives in Newcastle and he does a bit of CrossFit, and I always say to him like, you could be better than me and half the people that we compete against, because he's like super competitive and like fit, strong, but just does like he's got all the skills, can do everything, but just like, I'll just do like an hour of CrossFit in the morning. Like I might go like 2-3 times a week, and loves it, but just not that committed to it. But he plays footy, so his whole life is like footy. And he like snapped his leg at the start of this year and was trying to get back to play footy.
You got anything else to do now? Or?
No, I think I'm gonna actually go hit up the sauna and stuff like that. What are you doing for the rest of the day?
Well, nothing really. We're our plan was just to do whatever you guys were doing, and then we'll probably head home.
What time is he gonna leave?
Don't want to get home too late.
Yeah.
What time is it now, actually?
12?
Yeah. Maybe we'll probably have some lunch and then take off, I guess.
When we went to the snow, I drove.
You can't coach what he's got, mate.
My car when I got back was just filthy, like from having the snow chains on it and just all the rubber and shit going up the side of the car. I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? Cleaned it for like 3 hours, and then it rained the next day anyway. Hasn't rained out here for 12 months, and the day I washed my car for 3 hours, it rains.
Have you always lived in Bathurst?
Yeah, born here and went to school here, and then when I finished school, I kind of didn't know what I wanted to do, like after school, and the uni here is really good, and I was kind of half interested in journalism, so I was like, oh, I'll do that here, it's a really good course, and it was a really good course, so I did sports journalism here, and while I was doing that, did an online PT thing. I was teaching Learn to Swim in town, and then I worked for Country Rugby League as well.
Oh yeah.
And then just did me certificate for CrossFit and started going out there. But I love it here. It's cool. It's big enough that it's kind of like a city sort of thing. But it's it's a good sized town, and I just feel like I know everyone around town too. That's kind of one thing I like the most about it, is I just sort of know so many people.
Yeah.
If I was ever to move, that's probably where I'd move to, is Newcastle. And because I've got, there'd be probably 5 or 6 mates that I went to school with here who either went up there for uni and never left, or went up there and a couple of them work in the mines and stuff up there.
How far is it from you?
About 3.5, 4 hours.
Yeah.
Depends how hard you go to get up there. My brother has a motorbike, and I remember he went back on the motorbike and was like, oh yeah, I got there in 2 hours and something. I was like, you're an idiot.
Oh, look at that, that's the first time I've seen that.
Yeah. Oh, what, the Mount?
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't seen it before?
I've never been to Bathurst.
Yeah, rightio. Everyone, I was only
It's
talking...
pretty iconic, isn't it?
Yeah,
Mount
it is.
Panorama sign.
I think, and we take it for granted here.
Yeah.
Someone said to me yesterday, I put up this thing about, I hate running. And I did this running thing yesterday, and one of the girls who comes to the gym messaged me, and she's like, oh, why don't you do that stuff, run up the Mount? She's like, I'll run the Mount with you. I was like, I lived in Bathurst for 26 years, and I've never once run the Mount. My brother and one of my mates one year, for training, they were like, oh, we'll go run the Mount. This was December, so it was stinking hot. It was 36 degrees, and I remember them finishing it and walking back to the car, and they both came home after it, and they were like, that was the stupidest thing. Why did we think that was going to be alright? Their shoes were nearly melted on the bottom just from running around this racetrack, but somehow they thought that was a good idea. So this is where we do the boot camps at. So everyone sort of parks along that street, and then we're on the park down there. But it's just there's a footy field there at the moment, but we'll dead set sometimes take up from all the way sort of down that end to halfway up here, and it just looks epic. Whenever we do shirts or something, so if we've done a shirt and heaps of people buy them, and then accidentally so many people wear them on the one day, it just looks awesome with all the people down there. And it's the boot camp side of things. What people come to boot camp, they're like, oh, I can't come to CrossFit, it's too hard. But and I just say to them, you do this boot camp, and it's 10 times harder. We do
CrossFit, you get rest.
Yeah, we do a strength piece, so we practice our back squats, or we practice a clean and jerk or something like that, and then we do a 12-minute workout. Whereas you do a 12-minute workout, then you do another 12-minute workout, then you punch the crap out of each other for 12 minutes. Do you understand that this is harder than that? CrossFit is easy.
I've done some boxing for fitness stuff a year or so ago. It was the first time I'd even touched it in such a long time, and my shoulders were cooked. It was the worst.
Boxing with, in at the Pano, yeah. I seen your story about the burger that you got.
See my. She got all this.
What time did you have dinner? I had dinner there last night too.
Oh, did you?
6.
No, I was there way after that. I don't think I left the gym last night till maybe 7.
Oh, we were starving, and they opened the bistro at 6, so we were straight on it.
Straight in, straight out, yeah. Yeah, I was there. I was dead set there last night because I got up this morning and seen your story. And I was like, how did I not run into him at the pub last night?
Oh, yeah, we were literally there for half an hour.
And then gone, yeah. No, I must have watched the second game of footy there.
Yeah.
So you would have been there while the first one was on.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Something about...
I can't remember now.
No, I'm gone now. I'm gone. I can't even remember. But I went there last night and had a feed. It's a good feed, but I got the steak last night too. It was good.
Oh, I seen the steaks coming out. I said to
you
Maz,
should have got one of them,
I
mate.
said to him before, I was like,
It looked awesome.
Get a steak, and he was like, no.
Yeah.
So what are you, one of 4 kids, are you?
Yeah, I'm the oldest of 4. So there's me, like I'm 26, and then there's a 24, 23, and then an 18-year-old. So yeah, there's a lot of us, like, especially in the one house.
Yeah.
But
Sounds like your family.
they're flat out, eh?
I'm one of 6.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I'm the youngest.
Oh, so you're at the other end of it, yeah. But my brother, who like doesn't live with us, he's the loudest, and like he come home the other week and like we'd just gone to bed, and my girlfriend goes, like, what's Campbell yelling at? And I was like, he's watching the footy downstairs.
Yelling at the TV.
He's yelling at the TV. She's like, that is not normal. Like,